Cambridge University Centenary Celebrations Competitions 2013. With that, we're going to Project 6, which is My Street. Activity 1. Students had to review the language used for describing people. They had to cut some pictures of interesting local Kiwi people out of some magazines and put them on a whiteboard. Students were asked how they would describe these people. Activity 2. Students had to prepare a picture of row of doors with different colors, shapes with different numbers. Students were divided into pairs and each pair had to choose a door. The students then worked together in pairs to decide what kind of a person lives behind the door. Activity 3. Students had to walk around the class as the characters they have created. They had to introduce themselves to the other students one by one. When they introduce themselves, they should describe exactly what they are like, what they are wearing, etc. At the end of the activity, students sit down in their pairs and they talk about who they met, who they liked, etc. Activity 4. As a class, students had to create a list of hobbies and interests for the classroom wall. They had to focus on vocabulary improvement. Our students are asked to decide on the hobbies and interests of the character that they have created in their street and add this to the description of the character. Activity 5. In this activity, students had to decorate the character's front door and draw the house around it. They also had to discuss amongst themselves whether they live in a little cottage or is it a big mansion. Activity 6. Activity 6 was a group discussion. In this, certain questions like how do people talk to each other if they know each other and are friends, and how is this different from people talking to people they don't know, and many other questions were put forward by teachers, and these questions were answered by students, and these answers are also discussed by their friends and other colleagues. Activity 7. In this, students were shown different examples of photo stories from teenage magazines, etc., and they were asked to talk about the topics and scenarios these stories usually cover. They were given out a photo story with some of the speech bubbles blanked out. Activity 8. In this activity, students were split into groups. In their groups, students are responsible for the character that they have created for the street. Students are asked to think about the relationships between the characters that are in their group. They were asked questions like what kind of storyline could be there or what can they plan the plot of a photo story. Some students did not have any problems with this activity, but some groups did have many ideas. Teacher assisted them closely. Activity 9. Students were asked to use the plot from Activity 8 to create the actual dialogue for a photo story. They were reminded to think about the register when they write the dialogue. Students also needed to think about the picture that would accompany the dialogue in a photo story. Activity 10. Students are asked to bring a costume that they think their character would wear. They dress up as their character and take the photos as they plan in Activity 9 using a digital camera. After that, printout of these photos were taken. They were stuck on a large sheet of paper and added the speech bubbles of dialogue. They displayed the finished photo stories on the classroom walls and enjoyed the drama.